Hey guys, welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lolita, and today we're going to just be talking about how to not care, how to stop stressing about things, people, places, and not have so much anxiety about them. Like just to chill and remember that, we're just all here. We're on a floating rock, okay? Let's just start off with that. We're on a floating rock in the middle of space, and at any time, our Earth can explode. Anything can happen. All the nuclear bombs can go off at once. We all know different risks that can happen. But guess what? We're still here. So, sometimes we go on airplanes and we survive. We don't blow up in an airplane. Some people say that, oh, that's not likely for me to blow up in an airplane. If you think so, anything can happen. Like anything. You go swimming, you could get eaten by a shark, swallowed up by a whale. You might not believe me about the whale part, but you can Google it. People get swallowed up and spat back out by whales. All types of stuff can happen. But when you realize that life is meant to be unpredictable because we're literally a floating rock in space and we're humans who happen to take dominion over the world, it's just like you put everything in perspective that you make your own world. Everything in your consciousness is in your own reality. So if you really, really want something or if you really need something, you're going to go ahead and get it no matter what it is. Even if you're hoping, wishing for, or manifesting for it, anything you want you can have as long as you put hard work into it. So once you take away the fact that, oh, I'm alive and I have to do all this stuff and realize that you're just this grain of salt compared to this whole world that we have, compared to the fact we're in the Milky Way galaxy, which is in a universe, when you realize that we can just die at any second, we're fragile humans, that's when you realize that none of this shit is really that important. It's just surface level. Like you can have a heart attack in your sleep. I could walk down the street and get hit by a car and I'm done. Anything can happen. I don't mean to get so morbid, but sometimes you got to take it out of perspective that everything is about you because it isn't. No offense, but I had to learn that about myself too. You think that it's a problem going on, or if you sneeze in class or at a workplace because you cough or somebody looks at you a certain way, you think somebody's being rude to you or treating you a certain kind of way because it's you. No, they're doing that because they don't like themselves and they're just projecting. People who actually care about other people and people who aren't a-holes and are respectful, they're going to treat you with respect no matter how they feel. I don't care how I'm feeling. Maybe if you did piss me off or you started it with nasty stuff with me, maybe I'll get to your level. But regardless, if somebody's just off rip so mean and nasty to you and all this type of stuff, like that's because they're projecting. They don't like themselves. Like their wife or their husband probably abused them at home. They can't afford something. Like somebody died in their life. Sometimes you think people bring like all this horror and all this chaos, really. You think people put this chaos on you because it's you, and really it's because they just don't like their life. And once you put it into the perspective that you are the creator of this reality that you're in, you're not going to really care what somebody else thinks or what somebody else might have thought of you because they're thinking about their own miserable life, okay? Not everything is about you. Not everything is about you. Like, even for me, I have to say that to myself. Like, obviously, like, I'm the, I'm the shit. Like, I love myself, but sometimes it's good to ground and humble yourself and realize that there's some people who don't even have a roof over their head. I know it might sound so cliche, like your parents lecturing you, but when you realize that not everything's about you, life gets smoother for sure. I'm gonna lean back on my pillow because I put a pillow here because this chair was so uncomfortable. But anyways, when you think before you act, you save yourself from a lot of trouble. Okay. Like sometimes I can be a hothead and I used to be a really bad hothead. But when I realized crashing out, like literally breaking stuff in my room, telling people nasty stuff isn't going to get anywhere, that's when I stopped. That's when I learned how to use my words and use them against people in a way that I don't have to curse at you to hurt your feelings. I don't have to be nasty to you to hurt your feelings. I could just simply say nothing to you. People hate silence. Sometimes you have to kill them with silence. Like, I don't have to do all this stuff, okay? Honestly, when you start playing chess with people and looking forward on the horizon and not being in la la land, that's when things work out. Now, I'm not saying you can't be in la la land about your goals because you got to be delusional to get to where you are. You got to go a little crazy to achieve certain levels of success, which I'm not going to deny. Everything has already happened. It's already fallen in place because this is how it's supposed to be. You can't be getting mad. You can't go around breaking people's balls. You see, this is what happens when I watch The Sopranos. But anyways, you just can't be getting mad at stuff. Okay, things already happened. You can't keep living in the past because they say the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and over again, whether it's a song, whether it's going back to the same person who keeps beating you up, whether like it could be anything. It could be anything, okay? But once you break the cycle of knowing that this thing happened and break the cycle of knowing that you could have had an alternative happen and instead you accepted this, just accept it, you know? I know I sound silly, like, but you get what I'm trying to say. I had a brain fart. But you just gotta think about it and sit with it. And once you get out all your emotions, whether you have to cry or scream or whatever, get it out instead of balling it all up. Because when you ball it all up inside, you keep replaying and replaying these moments in history. But in all honesty, you're gonna hurt more if you keep balling it in. So just let the moments play out. Every time it plays in your head over and over again, it's gonna start fading and getting lighter to think about as time goes on. The only thing you're gonna be doing is just shaking your head and you're like, damn, I remember when I did this. You're not gonna be thinking about it like, oh my God, please God, take me now. Why did I do this? You're not gonna be thinking about it like that. If something bad happens, especially for me now as well, when I get upset about something and instead of like balling it up and finding bad ways to cope with it, I just let it out. If I gotta cry, if I gotta scream, whatever I gotta do, whatever my heart desires, I just do it. Okay? Like, I just do it. So I can just be calm and associate with that moment with a little bit of sadness or however I wanted to close out that chapter. But going along with talking about the past, the next thing is that you can definitely change the future. The future is in your hands. You don't necessarily have to do anything crazy. You don't have to do anything to hurt anybody. You just do what you've always wanted to do and you just continue to be kind to others, which I hope you guys are already doing if you're subscribed to me. Unsubscribe if you're rude, okay? But anyways, you just go ahead and you're just kind to others. You do the things you need to do in this life. You achieve the goals that you want to achieve, whether you're a God fearing man, woman, they, them, all that. All that. Whatever you are. If you do the things that you need to do, you're gonna be able to get where you want to be. Sometimes you have like distractions and sometimes you want to procrastinate or you feel like doing things at the last moment, and that describes me. But when you realize that sadness or bad things is just a moment and life isn't always supposed to be happy, that's when you can go ahead and start off in a better future for yourself. You can start putting these different alternatives, these positive alternatives in your head and plan out your future for the better. Even though you can't sometimes plan out life because life is unexpected, at least you can have a guideline of what you want and what you want to do instead of walking in so blind. But in a way, we're blinded by the light of the things going on. But anyways, guys, I hope you really enjoyed that advice. I'm cutting these types of videos short because you guys need to go ahead and tell me what you want to see or, like, come on. How am I supposed to know what you want to see if you don't tell me? But anyways, you should go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And I upload a new video every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. But on Wednesdays, I do ASMR Wednesdays. If you're into that, I don't know. Go ahead and watch that. If you want to catch me anywhere else besides YouTube, my Instagram and my TikTok will be linked down below. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'm so happy to be back. And again, thank you for 400 subscribers. I love you guys. Anyways, bye.